that person, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so real quick, I think yeah, it makes total sense what these guys are saying. You know, if you hate white people, then fewer white people in any industry is a good thing, which is the heart of the question from Eric Cohn. And
what a bizarre framing of that.
that was
Whoa,
not what the question
yeah.
was, nor was
diversity
it any of
meaning
our
fewer
answers.
white
I don't know if you
people,
can.
because-
Do you have something
Good-
in your ears? Because I don't think you
good-
understood
good
the answer
job.
from any of it.
Hey,
Incredible spin, Mio. If there's anything you're good at,
quick-
it's spinning an answer.
quick-
He is
quick
on
question,
mission.
Dan the Human.
On mission.
I love that necklace you're wearing. Could you tell me what symbol that
It's
is?
the Star of David. Is there a
Oh,
problem?
okay. I wasn't sure. It just seems like a really, beautiful necklace. Is that like an heirloom?
And
or
we've arrived.
I'm just asking about
He
jewelry.
was there the
What
whole
are we
time,
talking
man.
about?
Is there a
what-
problem with you
We're
being
gonna move
Jewish?
on. All right.
Well,
So
I mean,
what-
Why would you do that to Brittany, bro? You had to embarrass her so much. Why would you do that to her?
if you have a problem with me because of my ethnicity or my religion, I mean, we could have a conversation about this. But I
have
don't
no
think that
problem
any
with
I don't think
any
that I have shown
ethnicity
any
or
kind of
religion, Rick, yeah.
any hatred or any kind of bias towards you. I've respected you, and I think that you should return that respect to me. And I think that I find it very inappropriate that you would do that. I don't know why
That's
that has
all right.
anything. I don't know why it has anything to do with what any of my answers on this panel today. And I find
That's
it
totally
ridiculous.
fair. That's totally fair. I'm making jokes. I'm just joking. You're wearing a necklace.
It's a joke.
I go after all these people over what they're wearing, what they look
So-
like all the time. We're just we're having.
I go after people for what they're wearing. It's just a Mio thing. It's just a Mio thing. You just go after people for what they're wearing. It's just a thing.
Fun.
I'll just add, as someone who's hosted open mics before and who's done a lot of stand-up comedy in my time, I would say that the kinds of things that people find funny as jokes are very telling of their belief systems, and I'll leave it at that.
Right.
Okay, that's fair too. So yeah, I think that basically comedy isn't funny anymore because everybody gets offended by things. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah. No, it's funny
That's
when
not what I
the
said at
joke
all.
is Mio likes to beat women. I mean, we all know it's true.
Tom Fuller's show, this guy said he's white and that he wants fewer whites in computer classes. All I did is point that out. He's not white. Again, dude, they were saying that they wanted more diversity. That's not the same thing. The difference between diversity and, yeah, so wanting less white people, the reason that he rewords it that way is because what it is that you're supposed to read from that is we don't like white people, therefore we want less white people. Saying we want more diversity means we like everybody, and so we want more of everybody. Eagle, you know the joke. It's jewelry. You make fun of people. He makes fun of people for what they wear. It's just a thing he does. Everybody knows that's a Mio thing. Like, he just makes fun of people when they wear stuff. Like, people are getting ready to go out to like dinner and stuff with Mio, and everybody's like, no, dude, you're wearing pants again. You know you can't do that around Mio. He's gonna make fun of you for wearing pants. Can't do that.
The working class with machines who are all owned and run by a small group of elites who own all of the industries currently.
Well, something else that we've seen happen radically fast is the democratization of these tools in a large. Obviously, who has access to them is still largely limited, but the ability for, like, through the internet, the ability to democratize things has been unprecedented. So ideally, we can push back against that from the forefront.
This is nearly to the degree that it would attack or that it would affect the institutional powers that be. These transnational elites that basically run this country at this point. Am I right? It's these corporations which operate in every single nation in the world, which hold no loyalty to any nation which they're in. I'm curious if there's an accurate rebuttal to that description of these companies. Nearly to the degree that it would attack, or that it would affect the institutional powers that be. Out there who would take advantage of this country for their own in-group and their own personal desires.
That's my critique of that statement. I don't think it has to do with like specific companies or things like that.
I think that's a very, very valid point. That is, if there are people out there who would take advantage of this country for their own in-group and their own personal desires, that if we had a better system, they wouldn't be allowed to do that, no matter who they are, right? The capitalist elites.
I would just add that it's an incentive issue. Obviously, like at that scale, people are incentivized to do particular things that can be harmful for most of us. So it's
just some specific group. We don't know who he's talking about. He's just random elites.
So yeah,
whoever made this weird nugget gave up.
Perhaps it's not in the best interest of the American people to give up our own hegemony over the rest of the world in favor of a world.
Keeps cutting out.
Skynet.
Globalist entities and giving them the power over us and subverting our own sovereignty in that way. It could present more issues than it could solve for us, especially if we were to pursue that same type of power to regulate the rest of the world, which we've dominated for all of history, in order to enact those same policies. It could be that that's the sort of change that is required. Could it not?
Well, that's sort of why the benefit of our observations of the IAEA really help. That's a multilateral agreement, and so there are these security status nations in the UN who are atomic weapons nations, and they all have this council of votes. So
do you think if the U.S. could go back in time and prevent, using its military superiority, prevent those entities from acquiring? Actually, what you're saying is they are, every internet connected camera basically in America right now is all hooked up to a system. This guy gets it. It's all hooked up to a system where the powers that be are monitoring everybody and storing all that data, which can eventually, in our lifetimes, be used against you. And so denying them that data, denying them access to see your face, your eyes, to track you and your movements online, that's almost becoming a necessity in a world where we have so far been unable to stop these elites from enacting their agendas. Is that what you're saying?
But you're also, it's already rolling on too far. Like we lost network neutrality, so now you don't even have the right to protect your data streams. They can throttle your data if you're using a VPN. They can require you.
These are all things specifically just about Jews. That's what, 5-6 clips in a row, all just like all just about Jewish people, the elites. I don't like, but it's just random. Just the necklace thing is random now. It's just, just pointing out jewelry. That's all it is. Just jokes. Just like, the same joke like 6 times on one panel. It's not my fault they're like 98% of Hollywood execs, bro. But that's not part of the conversation, dude. Like, They're not 90% of chairman executives. They're not 98% of Hollywood executives. They're not even half. They are a disproportionate amount, but not anywhere close to 90%. Because it's wrong. What do you mean, how is just pointing that out? If it's wrong, if you're incorrect, if you're just making stuff up just to take jabs at Jews, then like of course it's wrong. Like that's what's so evil about it, is you have to make stuff up to take jabs at Jews. And you have to do it with Jewish people on there. Like, these are your guests. These are the people that you guys invited on. These are people that came to give you content. You ask for professionals, for experts on AI to just come and just give you the answers. People who study their whole lives, they came to just give you their knowledge, give you their answers. Nobody's paying them. Nobody's hooking them up. They just came out of the goodness of their hearts. And they are thanked with a bunch of anti-Semitic lies over and over and over on a panel. But they agreed with you about the capitalist elites. Well, they're leftists. They don't like capitalism. And when you... Okay, so if you talk about the group that owns everything, you're a commie. But if you name... Stop saying they own everything. They don't own everything. They don't even own most things. Stop. Like, you have to keep lying to try to lie your way out of this. Yeah, he's got all of the other parts of a Nazi. Go ahead and become a nationalist socialist. Let's create the Nationalist Socialist Party. I know that they are rich. You are not proving a point that they own most things by saying that the Rothschilds are rich. You're not proving a point. Your claim is that they own everything. You said, okay, so if you talk about the group that owns everything, you're a commie. But if you name them, you're a Nazi. Transnational elites who own corporations that subvert government with their capital and power. Is that not true? No, that's not what you said. Do you want me to play the clips again? I can go back to them if you would like. Yeah, it's just like it is just being successful. Why do you think like the black people or the Native Americans or like all of these people, like, do you think it would make sense that they like think that there's this crazy conspiracy for the white people to... I think I named them in front of Destiny and he ignored it.